old show. This is the Big O 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 Show. This is
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new 2025 RDX for $419 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield Home Security System guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Take $10,000 off a 2025 Acura MDX during our 17th anniversary sale.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
After
40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
It's big. It's gigantic. It's the Toyota of Hollywood Super Sale. Over 2,000 Toyotas from just $17,988. Like a Corolla LE, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. Join the fun and get a super deal at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt & Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt & Rayom can help.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new Acura ZDX, $439 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams. Very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Welcome aboard, boys and girls, on a beautiful Rocket Shot Thursday from Hialeah Park. Yes, sir. It's Thursday. Where else are we going to be? Here at Hialeah Park, having some fun. Come on out. Join us. You got a little Bitcoin profits? Come on out here. Got the second floor poker room. Got the lovely ladies serving you drinks and food. Got the old basketball games going on and the baseball games going on and the racing and all that. And Wimbledon. There you go. There's a little tennis. Yes. So you got all that going on. You got, of course, downstairs loaded, absolutely loaded, machines everywhere, loose slots. So come on out, man. Join us out here, giving away trucks, giving away Bitcoin, giving away gold. Every time you play those slot machines, you're entering something, you know, it's awesome. We've got some giveaway always going on here at Hialeah Park. It's good, man. And a non-smoking casino. Now, they have the areas where you can go smoke outside, you know, and they got a beautiful balcony out here, roof and everything. So if it happens to be raining or anything, you don't even feel a drop. They even have the smoking hot slots outside. So it's all covered. You're looking at the track, the beautiful flamingos, all of that. And then they got all kinds of like fans going on. So it's actually like a, yeah, super fans. Yeah, exactly. So you're really actually kind of comfortable out there. So it's it's high powered fans that they got going on out there. So yes, nice air flowing. So you can bring your cigarette, your cigar, not that thing. What's that? Those things, those vape pipes. There you go. So all that kind of stuff. It's all there for you. It's all here. Have some fun. Come on out. Bitcoin flirting with $114,000. You know, we're getting closer and closer to that day where I retweet when it's like 117 or 118. Hey, you see when I was excited when it was 17,000? Here is 117. Here's 118. Here's 119. Here's 120. Here's 125. I just retweeted a guy that because I always like doing this when it goes to highs. I always like going back to my history to find like somebody. And there's a guy when it was at 25,000. I don't know too much about Bitcoin, but you better check yourself before you wreck yourself. So I retweeted that, you know, at 113 something thousand, and the guy was worried about it when it was at 25,000. So I'm wondering who wrecked who. Yeah, he's still wrecking himself. Yeah. Yeah, he's still wrecking. Oh, Lordy. Don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button. Out of the 50 watching right now, how many of you are on the Bitcoin train with us here? Who knows who's boss? Just wondering. Just give me a yay, a hand, you know, whatever. Just that. That's it. If you're not on it, don't even put anything. We don't need to hear from you. You don't want to put any negative comments anymore about Bitcoin because, you know, at this point, you know, you'll just make yourself look stupid at this point. Yeah, well, but if they do it at this point, they're just trolling. They really can't be just really that stupid, you know. Alan says, bro, I don't know what I'd do if I didn't see your show, man. Well, thank you, Alan. I appreciate that. Just make sure you tune in to us when we're like broadcasting with the Pacific Ocean on my background and I'm in Panama. Okay. All right. Just make sure you don't leave me when we are traveling around and doing the show in different places in the future. That's all I'm saying.
Sweet baby Ray, good afternoon to you, sir, from sunny and muggy Clearmont, Florida. Smash the like button. There you go. I hope it's not too muggy tomorrow or Saturday. Although the wife and I haven't decided where the hell we're going to go yet for Saturday. It's really like a short day because you got to drive back. So I don't know which park I'm going to go to still. I haven't decided that yet. Haven't decided. The new one? Yeah, maybe I should go to maybe. You know, the Universal, whatever, what's it called now?
Epic Universe. But I've heard some of those lines are long. Actually, I know somebody that went there, and some of the lines were 2 to 3 hours. But I also don't know how everything was worked out with what they went with. So
you know what? And it's a Saturday, probably not a good day.
They actually went on a.
I got to go.
They went on a Saturday. So
you got to go on a weekday to something like that.
Probably for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it on a weekday. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I don't know what we'll do on Saturday. We'll do something. I don't know yet what we'll do. I haven't decided yet. Park or something else. I don't know. I haven't decided. Maybe there's something in Orlando that I've never done before, and I can actually go check out on Saturday. Outside of the donuts, of course, that I got to visit. You know, Everglazed. Okay. Jamie Zorria, number 1 today in San Jose. How about that? He says he hopes everybody's having a great week. Smash that like button. Yes, sir. Smash it. And don't forget, please, you can also make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, or Chainlink donation.
Josh, I wasn't saying Epic Universe wasn't awesome. I was just saying the wait times in the line.
Yeah, that might not be awesome.
A little long for
a short day Saturday.
They wanted to go.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine if you're on a time crunch trying to stand in lines or what.
Yeah, because I'm not waking up like super early Saturday just to get out. I'm not going to go to a park at 9 o'clock. Yeah. No, that's not.
Well, he went and he wanted some of the food. What is it, Train Your Dragon or whatever?
Yeah.
So he wanted the mac cone that they have there. So. I mean, he went for some food too, so they got, a lot of but there were some rides that they didn't go on because the line was so long.
Okay. Don't forget, folks, Welton Realm is a proud sponsor of our program, and we are in hurricane season. So even if you don't need anything right now, you're not dealing with bankruptcy, you're not dealing with homeowner property damage or condo damage or criminal defense or business owner claims, none of that right now. But save the number, 954-966-4646. The consultation is completely free. But God forbid something happens. We're going to have lots of storms, lots of water coming our way, as you know. And so you might end up dealing with a water event, a tropical storm, a tornado, a hurricane, whatever it is. I hope you don't. But if you do, you never call the insurance company. You call Welton Realm first, 954-966-4646. They send their adjusters, and then Welton Realm attacks the insurance company for you. You never have to worry about it. No headaches. Just pick up the check. It's a beautiful thing. 954-966-4646. Let's see. One-Eyed Jack. Yes, Bitcoin smashing all-time highs today. It's a beautiful thing. Let's see. Thank you, Alan, as always. Very kind words. Juan Rosa, waking with one eye open and one eye closed. It's hot as hell. Rosendo is in the house. Horn Dog, Ocala Joe, Kosa, Bonsai. I started buying at 34K. Good for you, bro. Good for you. Let's see who else. Josh is in the house. Are the OKC the Panthers of the NBA? Are OKC the Panthers of the NBA? Oh, I wouldn't put them there. No. Huh? No.
They're a bunch of young guys, aren't they?
Yeah.
OKC compared to what Florida's done. I mean, they've got young guys, but they've mixed in.
Yeah, no. I would say no, not even close. Not even close. I mean, Florida just finished going through a third straight NHL final and winning 2 of them. It was a great feat, but they beat a weak Eastern Conference opponent. And Yeah, no, not even close. No. They would need a lot more to be what the Panthers are starting to really build now after the second championship. Let's see. Rosendo, congratulations to American Amanda Anisomova, who upset whatever for her first Wimbledon final. Oh, okay. Had no idea. Barely even keep up with tennis nowadays, my brother. Animal Kingdom is good for short travel days. Lots of shade for the muggy sun. That is true. And the animals. And we do love animals, my wife and I. So, that might be a good call, sweet baby Ray. Maybe Animal Kingdom might be the one to go to. Because that's like calm. We don't have to kill ourselves to ride or anything. We can ride something if we want to. Now we go check out the animals and walk around. I think that might be the wiener. That might be the one. What concert? I'm going to the Warning, baby. Finally going to get to see my girls. 3 Mexican ladies, 3 sisters. Look for the Warning, the song More. Okay? And check it out. Go to YouTube right now, The Warning and the song More. M-O-R-E. And go check it out. I've been a fan of theirs.
After the show, not now.
Yeah, you can go now if you want and then come back. It's fine, whatever. I love you guys. I get it. It's all good. It's on demand. But, you can understand what the hell I'm talking about. But they're great. They're fantastic. They're young. And they're 3 sisters, which is cool. So there's a couple of age, a couple of years apart from one or the other, maybe like 6 years from the oldest to the youngest. And they're really talented. And they were here opening up for Guns N' Roses the last time Guns N' Roses was here at Hard Rock, but I just could not pay that kind of money. I can't afford that kind of shit, bro. I'm a broke ass working class fool, So I gotta be reasonable. And so I've seen Guns a bunch of times, but I wasn't gonna pay 3 times the amount what I paid to see them at the baseball stadium a year or 2 before. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not doing that. And the Warning I missed. So now I get to see them as a headliner, but they're not coming to South Florida. They're going as far south as the House of Blues in Orlando. So I am traveling up with the wife. We're going to go see the Warning. We're going to rock out. And then on Saturday, we're going to hang out. And then that's it. And that's the plan, Stan. Don't need to be coy, Roy. What? Go ahead.
The reason the OKC will never become the Panthers, by
Why
the
is
way,
that?
We signed, 3 guys?
This offseason?
This offseason, right?
Yeah.
In total, per year, what was it total?
Oh,
I think about 14.
8, 5 something, and 6, I think it was.
Okay, so about under 20,000, right?
Under 20 million, but
20
yes.
million, sorry, 20,000. I'm sorry. The Thunder's Jalen Williamson's agreed to 5-year max rookie extension worth $287 million.
Yeah. No, and
he's making. We can add another guy, a couple more contracts. In the Panthers.
And the big goofus, Chet Holmgren, got $239 for 5 years the day before.
It's only $510 million wrapped up in 2 guys.
Yeah.
They're not taking pay cuts to play in OKC.
No, they're not. They're not. It's a huge difference, bro. It's crazy. Yeah, but they're not. Definitely not even close. Steven Gonzalez says, as our financial advisor, as our Bitcoin advisor, we don't know what we'll do without you, my friend. Well, you plan on going somewhere? I don't plan on going anywhere. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that the show may not move around a little bit in the future. That's about it, but we'll be here. We don't plan on really going anywhere, dude. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Kevin says, Big O, not sure if you like to drink or not. Not really, not much of a drinker. But Homecoming has amazing cocktails at Disney Springs. Definitely recommend. Also heard their food is good too. Okay. I mean, my wife and I will have a drink, but we're not drinkers, really. We're not really drinkers. So, yeah. Let's see. Sneak Attack is in the house and smashing it. Oscar Rojas is in. My My brother is going to see Pandora's Box this Saturday and the Aerosmith tribute band at Dania Beach Casino. Oh, okay. I don't know anything about them. Okay. Maybe I'll check them out one day. Love Aerosmith. I've seen Aerosmith so many times. So good, man. J-Town says smash for 114 before the end of the show. Let's hope so. I'd like it. Yes, Rojas, that's true. Inter Miami picked up a 2-0 win. Mr. Messi with 2 goals with a brace, as they say, and a nice win against New England, beating, who was it that they played? Montreal the other day. Yeah, I kind of expected that. They're terrible. New England's a decent team, so that was good. That was a solid win for Inter Miami. So Sean Stanley, give them a victory cigar. There you go.
Did you see PSG? They're taking out everybody pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
Tournament. It's like
Yeah. They beat Real Madrid. Was it 3-0? 4-0?
4, I believe, is what I was told. Yeah.
But now, relax on the whole comparison with Inter. In the second half, PSG just completely let off the gas. In respect to Messi, they didn't go out of their way to embarrass Inter. They could have throttled them 8-10-0 if they wanted to. Let's get our shit straight here. We don't play that game here on this show. We don't need to, create bullshit where there isn't any sensationalism or anything there, okay? Inter had a terrific showing in the tournament with everything that they did against all the other teams, okay? Against PSG, they're too good, bro. Their salaries tell you everything what they are. It's like watching college football. Who's in the championship games? The teams that have the biggest NILs. It's just kind of the way it goes. It's kind of like an F1 race. He who has most money has a better chance of winning. It's sometimes some of these competitions, they've taken the competition out of it. And in college football, they've taken the competition out of it. In F1 racing, they've taken the competition out of it. In soccer, they've taken in international soccer, they've taken the competition out of it. In Major League Baseball, they've taken pretty much the competition out of it because he who spends most is probably the ones that are going to end up winning a lot of times now. Yes, sir.
I was going to ask you, did you see what Dion said about the salary cap?
Same thing, right? Let's just create a salary cap, and this is what's going on anyway. Yeah. So yeah, I saw that. I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
You can't compete with that, money-wise. I mean, again,
it's money.
You have to win on the field too, and most of those teams win, but they're never going to drop off if they're always able to get the best.
Right. Right. Now, is there going to be a years where you have bad chemistry just because you paid a lot of money or your quarterback got injured and you can't really buy 2 quarterbacks because that's not the way the system works? I mean, if you could buy the second one, he'll go start somewhere else, where the money is. So it's just one of those deals, man. It's really tough. Really tough. But if you have the money, you kind of cut the corner. Let's see. Best time to travel to those parks is around mid-September to early October or mid-February to early March. Yeah, I agree with that. But I'm going to a concert tomorrow, and I don't feel like driving back. And that's kind of why really we're staying, only because we just don't feel like driving back the same night. Everybody else is at home and all that. My cousin's staying home. My daughter's going to be home. So the dogs are home. So okay, so the dogs are safe. Everybody's taking care of them. Figure, okay, well, then we'll stay the night and we'll go back. And that's cool, because you always got to worry about the dogs. You know what I'm saying? When we did that whole thing that we went back, my daughter was also in the process of not being home. So we had to return that same night for the dogs, and so that's kind of like this time we don't have to because the house is everybody's home, so we're Cuban, bro. Remember, it's like Reggie White said, we're Latins. We can put like 40 people in the house. So we're good. There's 38 home where we can stay out overnight. Yeah.
You guys like swimming or anything like that, or?
Yeah, you mean the water parks?
Well, no, there's one called Discovery Cove.
Right. What is that?
I've seen it. It's got lagoons where you can swim with stingrays and different things, and then you can just lounge out. It's a very small, very relaxing park. I went a long time ago. It's grown exponentially since the last time I've been.
Okay.
But they have
Discovery
different
Cove.
lagoons and different things where you can just lay, cabanas you can rent and stay out of the sun and different things like that. But it is they only let a certain number of people in. I don't know what that number is, but there's an occupancy for the day.
I like that. I might check that one out. I like it. Big Johnson's enjoying the record highs. I mean, we all deserve it, right? We've been hanging in there. Let's see what else. Did I watch the Aussie concert Back to the Beat? Oh yes, you mean the Black Sabbath? Yes, I did. It was terrific, man. It was awesome to see all those bands. Jay Slim says, "Can I get a tariff dip? Thanks." Oh, you've had lots of dips, man. That's the beauty of it, and you'll get another one. It'll run, and then it'll have a little retracement where you'll have an opportunity and. All that kind of stuff. For me, it doesn't really matter. You should just buy every week, every month. Doesn't matter the price because it only goes in one direction. You don't worry about the short-term volatility. Never worry about what happens for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of months. You just sit back and let it sit there. And over time, it's only going to go in one direction. When you have those big corrections, what do? That's where you take advantage and you buy a little bit more. And then that increases your profits along the way, and that's basically when we have those volatile dips, those of us that understand this, we look at it as an opportunity. We laugh while the mainstream media is writing about, oh my God, Bitcoin has taken a 10, 15, 20% dip. What is going on? And sometimes people do take profits. God bless them. We're all going to take some profits. People took profits here in the 100,000 area. That's just kind of the way it is. And people were taking profits in the 60s and the 70s because that was the all-time highs. And now we'll run to maybe 150 to 200. And we'll have a barrier where we'll be stuck for 150 or 175 or 200. Why? Because it becomes a mental barrier for some folks, a selling point. And by the way, you want people to sell because that creates higher value for Bitcoin, and the foundation of the Bitcoin becomes even more expensive. So it goes up higher and higher and higher. And so that's the beauty of it. That's why it continues to grow in value, whereas money dies. Its value is constantly killed. Like, some guy answered to me, well, $1 is the same today than it is next year. And I'm like, dude, you really don't understand that. Just because it says $1 doesn't mean you're buying the same amount of stuff. Okay. You go to Aldi's and you go spend $200 2 years ago and you're walking out with 2 carts. Now you'll be lucky to get $200 and get an entire cart. It's kind of the way it goes. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, 2 years ago it was $1 and now it's $1, but it's a different kind of dollar. It's worth less. You're buying less just because it says $1. It's just some people they're not very bright and they don't get it. But those of you that do, as Ozzy Osbourne would say, get back to Black Sabbath, you're riding high again. Let's see, what else do we have? Dolphin Dan is in. Eric in. I think I'm saying money runs the world. I think so, Rosendo. Kevin, Big O, did you ever get to see Guns N' Roses in their prime? I'm a younger fan. Yes, I did. Back in the 80s and the 90s. Yes, of course. Yes. I saw them in the The Appetite for Destruction tour. Yeah, I saw him then. And then I saw him again in the, was it, I think it was Vitology, maybe? Right? Is that the one? Yeah, I think or Illusions. What was it or something? It was like it was Illusions, was it? Maybe it was Illusions. Their second or third album. I forgot which one it was. What was their second give me their second and third albums. It was one of those. I didn't go to all both. Now I'm getting confused.
GNR Lies.
Right.
Appetite for Destruction.
Right.
Chinese Democracy.
Right.
The Spaghetti Incident. Use Your Illusion. Welcome to the Jungle.
No. Is that albums?
Yeah, it says the third studio. What this was they put covers of older punk and rock songs on.
Yeah. No. I think
sorry.
you got to look at their discography.
Well, that's what I was looking at the thing, but for some reason.
But I want to say it was like their second or third tour I saw, and then that's it. And then I didn't see them
again. So the debut album was Appetite for Destruction, and then Use Your Illusion was their third.
There, that's it. That's it. That's the one I must have seen them from. What else do we have here? Edward Thurston Howell is going off the rails of a crazy train. There you go. What can I tell you? Big O, did you hear about? All right. Okay, I guess we're back now. Sorry about the technical snafu. I think this is this thing with StreamYard that they're in the middle of updating some crap, and then it kind of messes with programs, and it messes with your live broadcast. So I think this is a StreamYard thing that's going on. And back to your question, Alan, you wouldn't have asked me that if it was Pelissaro or Schefter or something. You were reading some bullshit crap from some fan shit or something that's not legit, and that's why you're asking that. You know what I mean? Because if you don't hear me talk about it, it can't be legit, right? You know what I'm saying? Is the Sentinel reporting it? Did the Palm Beach, did the Miami Herald report it? Did like a legitimate source? So, just so you'll know, when you ask that, you're already asking and answering your own question. You know, it was a dumb question because it's not true. And you're only asking it because you didn't hear it from a real source. And that's usually what happens from my friends to a lot of you out there. You'll send me some bullshit and I'm like, yo, dude, did you see the source? Why are you asking me? You know what I mean? Is it the Sporting News? Oh, it's not? Oh, it's some slapdick. So you're following slapdicks. that know nothing about the Dolphins and have no contacts. But whatever they throw out there, you guys are going to repeat it and talk about it. And that's what this sports talk world is filled with. And that's why they take people like Alan hook, line, and sinker. You know what I mean? It's kind of, that's what it is, man. That's why I don't do this anymore. I don't talk about stuff that isn't legit. You know what I mean? But I try to straighten you all out when you see and bring up, stupid shit like this that it's not legit, never came from a legitimate source. So why are you asking? And first of all, why are you following wherever you got it from? You should unfollow right now. That's what you should do, Alan. Wherever you got that from, you should unfollow and mute whatever that is. That's what you should do. But you'll go back to that site for the next 10 years to go find stuff because it is your echo chamber. Fills the echo chamber. Jeff in Long Island. Howdy. Good afternoon to you, Lenny Pena. Anyway. No, it was El Capitan. Like I said. Like I said. I think El Capitan is short for slapdicks. Something like that. Let's get to our... is he there? He's ready to go? Oh, I love it. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear the pop. All right, let's talk a little Okie. The amazing Florida Panthers, baby. Back-to-back champions. And the man that's been covering them for many, many years now is the great George Richards, Florida Hockey Now. And if you're not following Florida Hockey Now, I don't know what the hell you're doing. That's really the whole thing. Go to FloridaHockeyNow.com, subscribe, support. George, how are you doing, sir? Good afternoon.
Orlando, what's happening?
Loving life, baby. Loving life here at Hialeah Park.
Nice.
And loving life that Bitcoin hit 114 today. So, it's all good in the hood, as they say. What I'm saying?
I'm more the Hialeah than the Bitcoin stuff. So.
You're not. So you have not gotten into Bitcoin at all, huh?
No, I'm good.
No? Okay.
I'll just go the trick.
Okay. All right. I got it. All right. So how shocked were you that he went 3 for 3 when I'm talking about Zito? Because, wow, I thought 2 for 3. I go 2 for 3, 3 for 3. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. I was of that mind. Absolutely. I think a lot of people were, especially when you looked at the salary cap and what Bill Zito had to work with. And like I was trying to tell people, I was like, but listen, there could be some things I know there are things that Bill and the front office know that we don't know. There are things going on behind the scenes. This is a front office that has no leaks. They don't tip their hand at all. And one of the options we thought was, well, Matthew Tkachuk probably going to have surgery in the summer. They've got that long-term money. Now, will that help them in free agency signings? We don't know. Now, that's what we were saying leading up to it. That's obviously what the deal is. Matthew Tkachuk's got the sports hernia. He's got the adductor muscle. If he doesn't have surgery till August, he's out 6 months. That's $9.5 million off the cap on long-term injured reserve. That allows Florida to give not only Sam Bennett. We all knew Sam Bennett was staying, but then it was going to be, is it Ekblad? Is that going to be enough for Ekblad? But when you give him eight years at the $6 million, it works for Ekblad. He got the total money he thought he might get on the open market. Then you get Brad Marchand, and listen, we knew Brad Marchand wanted to get paid. He felt like he was underpaid all these years in Boston. He left the Boston Bruins because of money, right? I mean, they were close on term. They weren't close on dollars. He leaves, comes to Florida, wins the cup. Florida ends up being the team that gives him that bag, gives him that money, but it's spread out over 6 years, gives them still a very high salary cap number, over $5 million, but next year you don't have to worry about it. Salary cap's going up a bunch. This year was the problem, and it seems like they figured it out.
George, they're doing something that's been done before here. Now they got a chance to do something that's never been done. One is obviously they've gone to 3 straight championships and won 2. Dolphins did that, and the Heat did that, right?
Yeah, he went to 4, right?
Yeah, 4, but
1, 2. Right, no, right. No.
But winning 2. Winning 2 to me is the whole key there already. You know what I'm saying? So and we all know that maybe you could say at this point, maybe the Dolphins have still a slight edge only because of the undefeated season or whatever. But what beats what the Heat did and what the Dolphins did, I don't know if you've heard the show, but what do you think is better already than what the Panthers have accomplished over the Miami Heat and over the Miami Dolphins?
I would think it's that this thing ain't done yet, right? I mean,
no, that's the obvious one.
Yeah.
There's one that's even better than that.
What is it?
Think about it. Okay.
They play in
the World Football League came like this
and took those guys out, right? Yep.
And then Wade got old and LeBron said, "Screw you. I'm out of here."
Yep.
These guys, this is the only team in South Florida history, and maybe very few in pro sports history, that truly loves each other, that truly wants to win together, that truly wants to stay, because we have seen 3 straight years now. Every year in free agency, all these guys could have gotten more money elsewhere, and everyone has taken less to stay here and make this happen. You know, the Dolphins can talk about their bond of the 70s and God bless them and all that bullshit, but the second money came, they went running and they broke it up right away, and that thing went to shit. The Heat, they could talk about their brotherly love and all that bullshit, and in the end, LeBron and Bosch forced Riley to give up first-round picks to come over to keep their bird rights. Bosch went to Houston and was taking less money to go to Houston. And then the Heat wanted him back, and he forced the Heat to give him more money to come back to the team that got him 2 titles. Yeah. Okay? So let's put all of that aside. These guys, this is the only team I've ever seen in South Florida sports history, and I've seen it all, dude. I'm old enough to have witnessed the whole damn thing. I've never seen this, dude. I've never seen this. This is truly special that these people actually truly give a shit about each other, bro.
And let's give credit to the Panther ownership. Vinny has allowed Bill Zito to make these deals, to make these guys feel whole. That's the thing. Now, the players understand that Bill Zito has a salary cap to work under, right? But he's making sure that everybody's getting some, right? Everybody's feels like, hey, I'm good. I'm good here. And that was the thing. Let's go back to the 70s Dolphins. Those guys didn't feel that way with Joe Robbie. We all love Joe Robbie, but in the 70s, let's be honest. Players hated Joe Robbie, and he was a skinflint. He did not spend the money that was necessary to keep to keep Zonka and to keep Kick and to keep all those other guys from leaving
Warfield.
the new league. Warfield.
Bro, you lose Zonka and Warfield, that just that cripples your entire offense.
Yeah. So but Vinny is allowed, you know the check that Vinny just wrote, because all these players are on signing bonuses on July 1. They all got paid. Right. Like $60 million just went out the window to all these guys because they got 90% of their paycheck on July 1. A lot of owners won't do that. But that's what's given the Florida Panthers a competitive advantage, because the players feel like they're treated right. And Bill Zito has worked seamlessly through this, but it's the big guy writing the checks, and they're digging it, and they're all comfortable here. Nobody wants to move. Aaron Ekblad, his whole life is here. He did not want to leave town for an extra $1 million. But Aaron Ekblad left some money. He left some money on the table. Let's not kid ourselves. But
Bennett
he didn't want to leave.
Bennett left money. Bennett left some money.
Bennett left some money, but I think Ekblad left the most. I think Ekblad could have made it $9 million a year, and he's going to make $6 here. I think
Bennett could have made 10.
You don't think Bennett could have made 10 or 11 off some crappy team out there that needed a star?
Maybe. I think that's more maybe. But that, so yeah, okay, let's say he makes 9.5, 10 over the 8 that he's going to make here. Yeah. So they both left money on the table.
Yeah. Yeah.
But still, they're still very, they're good with it. Anyway, but what you said is absolutely correct. These guys love each other.
Crazy, dude.
They want to hang out together.
Yes.
They go to each other's Stanley Cup parties. It's a good bunch. It's not BS. It's not, this is not just good copy, good radio, good TV.
Right.
Paul Maurice saying these
not
guys.
One, not two, not three, not the
legit.
banana boat and bullshit like that. And when push comes to shove.
Hey, listen. Hey, LeBron was here for 4 years. They went to the finals 4 years. They won 2 championships.
It was great.
Hey, he did what he came here to do, and then he went back to his hometown and won it there. God bless. I mean, but this is just a different kind of ecosystem within the Panthers, and they're all here. They're all here till 2030 at least.
They just convinced a mercenary to stay in Marchand, because Marchand easily could have gone somewhere else, because anybody can use a dude like that in a locker room.
Listen, they were talking.
You need that kind of person in your life. Not just what he does on the ice.
Yeah.
It's what he does in the locker room for you. Those kind of dudes, bro.
He would have gone to Utah and been their captain and probably have made $9 million. I mean, no doubt about it.
Right.
No doubt about it.
Yeah. You want a mercenary over. And by the way,
and if they make the playoffs in Utah, they're out in the first round. Yeah, but so he wants to keep winning. He wants to keep winning with these guys, because that guy, he was man. What a fit! Who would have thought? Who would have thought that Brad Marchand would fit in so well with this bunch? I mean,
and think about how stupid this is for next year. If you could get back a healthy Tkachuk by the end of the year, by the end of the year, you'll be even better next year going into the playoffs. Yeah. If you can finally get a healthy Tkachuk, which would be absolutely amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy. All right. So outside of the love, the true love that we've never seen with any other great team we've had in town. Right. Here's the other thing that's not written enough, because we mentioned Viola. You can mention ownership. You can mention the coach. You can mention Zito. Bro, Matt Caldwell is not talked about enough, because there probably is no Bill Zito if there is no Matt Caldwell. You know what I'm saying? Like they count on that guy a lot, and he says nothing.
Yeah.
He takes no credit. He doesn't say a word, and he's kind of like the secret weapon back there. He also helps this organization steer in the right directions in a lot of ways.
He's done a great job on the business side of things and on the hockey side, because he was one of the guys that was interviewing Bill Zito as part of that to bring him in back in 2020 during the COVID days. But yeah, on the business side of things, you see all the things that they're doing at that arena, the money that they've been able to. I mean, listen, you remember 15 years ago, Broward County was done with the Panthers. They're like, we don't believe a word you say. Whatever promises you're making, we ain't buying them anymore. We're planning on that building being empty in 15 years. And now Broward County and the Panthers are best of buddies. They can do no wrong. They're working deals together. The Panthers are staying. The county's getting checks from the Panthers.
It's ownership.
The business has never been better. But Matt Caldwell's bringing in some of that money. So Vinny's a billionaire. But this team lost money for
forever
years.
Forever.
And now they're a profitable organization, despite spending to the cap and over. Not to mention the front office that they've got, which is one of the biggest in the league. Not to mention their scouting, all the money they spend around the team. They do it right, man. This is a great organization. And people are like, why don't you rip the Panthers anymore? You used to rip the. What do you want me to rip them for?
There's nothing.
There's nothing to rip them on. They run the most professional one of the most professional organizations in all of sports.
Exactly.
Not just South Florida. They are a model franchise. When you look at what they do in the front office, how they run their business now, this is a complete 180 from what they were back when I first started, when it was really, I felt bad for ripping them too much because it was shooting fish in a barrel. The
Right?
Panthers
Yeah,
were
yeah.
such a
Like
mess.
you know what? It's
It
like
was
a lot
like
of people
everything
don't-
was like, why are they doing that? Because it's
Right.
dumb, and they would, you know.
Like the Viner group, those were good dudes. They meant
Great
well.
dude. Cliff Viner tried. He
They just
tried
didn't
his
have.
best.
They just didn't have this, bro. It just they didn't have enough people. They didn't have enough ammo, but they meant well. You know what I mean?
Oh,
they
yeah.
weren't Jeffrey Loria, in other words.
Right.
Okay?
Jeffrey Loria just couldn't get out of his own way. Yeah, he was, whatever. Anyway.
He was an evil person. He is an evil person. The Viner group,
He
those guys-
ruined 2 franchises.
man, they were good people. It's just they just didn't have, it takes this, bro. It just
Let me
takes
tell
a
you,
lot of this, man.
Cliff Viner was a season ticket holder for the Panthers, took over because they had nobody else to be the owner of the team.
Man, I know.
I see him all the time. He's still a season ticket holder. People that work at the arena have I'm like, yeah, that's the former owner. They're like, Cliff, that guy. I'm like, yeah, that guy owned the team for like 3 years.
Yeah.
He's just he's a fan. And
Yeah, and they meant well, but now you've got, somebody that can. It's kind of like, in a way, I'll bring the conversation full circle. It's a lot like Bitcoin. You gotta buy, you hodl, you hold, you just stay patient, and then over time it grows. It only goes in one direction, and Vinny is the guy that can say, okay, I'll buy, I'll hodl, I'll hold, and I trust you that you guys will get us there. And he doesn't panic. And you don't have that owner that is going to change. You've been in this long enough. You know the owner that changes his tune and his plan from year to year and shit like that.
And it took them a minute to figure that out. They did try to change mid-course, and they thought that this was going to be easy, and then they figured, hey, this professional hockey thing isn't easy. If it was easy, everybody'd win a champ, right? But they've got it down now, and they've got their everything's good. They've got everybody, and we're not just talking about the players locked in. Orlando.
Right.
Bill Zito's got a long-term contract. Paul Maurice has a long-term contract. So you're keeping the consistency. Everybody's just knows what's going to happen around here, and they're just a machine. And we're still going to get people complaining at us in January when they lose, 5-3 to Detroit. What's wrong with the Panthers?
By the way, haven't we?
They don't. The regular season, they do not care about. They do not.
By the way, have we not figured out how it goes now? They'll get enough wins, and then the final 2 months they'll kind of put it in third gear, kind of cruise in, let people get some rest, get fresh for the play. It's amazing how this is one of those franchise that also learns. Like, they make the mistake and then they go, okay, this is not how to do it. We're going to do it this way. Right. We're not going to touch that trophy. We're not going to celebrate this. We're going to wait for this. They learn about everything, and then they never make the mistake again. And after they killed themselves to get all those points in the President's Cup and all that crap, they say, oh yeah, we don't need that anymore, bro. We just need to get to the playoffs. We're the 3rd or 4th seed. We'll be fine, bro. We're fine. In the NHL, home ice doesn't mean shit anyways.
Didn't care. They didn't care. And how easy would it have been for that 2022 team when they lost to Tampa with the President's Trophy and the winning game 7-4? It would have been very easy for Bill Zito to just say, we're going to run it back. We're going to tweak this team a little bit. But we were the President's Trophy champs, man. Come on. We're not that. He realized with what they did in the first 2 rounds of that playoffs that the style they were playing was not the way to win, and they changed everything, and it worked. It changed everything. It certainly did.
And listen, now you got a chance to go. And this is the other thing. You would think they would kind of tire out about this, and sure, I know physically and mentally this is exhausting to go to 3 straight and to play this much hockey. But the beauty is the carrot now dangles in front of them because they're so into it now that they all want to be a part of it. Now they got a chance to do something that hasn't been done in hockey. Is it the Oilers, the last one that won 3 straight?
The Oilers or it might have been the Islanders. It's one of those two. Yeah.
The Islanders, I think it was. The Islanders that did it last. So you got some. I mean, you now you're going to go down in some incredible NHL history if somehow or another you can win a third straight cup. So that carrot is dangling.
Yeah, but here's one of the questions I have: is there going to be complacency? I don't think so, but you never know. One of the things the guys pointed to this year was how some of the newcomers. The Panthers won the Stanley Cup last year, but you had a couple new guys in there who had never won it before, and they were like, these guys are kind of. They really won it. Now everybody on the Panthers, the whole team's back, right? There's only like one new guy, Jeff Petrie, veteran defenseman. He's never won the Stanley Cup. He's really the only new guy back. Is he gonna be enough? But I think what you're saying is right. These guys now know that there's a legacy involved, and three-peat. Write that check, to Pat Riley. Get ready because those, the Panthers want those three-peat T-shirts.
That's right. And by the way, now we know who's going to carry the cup the first time out. It'll be Jeff, right? Because he's the only one that hasn't won it. So,
or they give it to Pat Riley. I don't know. I don't know what they do. Come on out, Godfather. Come get your cup. Come get your trophy.
How can they get better outside of adding a healthy Tkachuk? Are we expecting Lundell? Because that's another dude that just continues to grow, and you're like, okay, baby Barkov, when are you going to take that next step? Because you are one impressive young cat, and I figure that there might be some young guys within that could really take a next step next year.
Well, today they re-signed Mackie Samoskevich to a one-year deal, a very team-friendly deal, but so he'll be able to slip in. He probably replaces Matthew Tkachuk on the second line, the right side of that second line to start the season. Like you said, Anton Lundell, Eetu Luosterainen. I mean, one of the most underrated players in the National Hockey League. Yep. Now we're going to get to see them play with Brad Marchand from the start of the year onward, where we only saw them with the playoffs, but it was instant chemistry.
Yes.
If I was going to put any money on anything, it's those three start the season together, because it was absolute magic the way those three players played together. So yeah, watch out for Lundell and Luosterainen, because they're going to be playing all year with Brad Marchand. If they can recreate any of that magic, and it was instantaneous and it was magical, watch out. That third line, nobody had an answer for it. We were talking to John Cooper, coach of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Sure. Yeah.
And we mentioned that Florida third line, and like the color in his face just dropped. They had no answer, and he knew there was no way to contain it, because if you put your top guys on that third line, who's covering the Barkov line? Who's covering the Bennett line? Right. Now you've got these guys. Nobody has an answer for it. So unbelievable the way that Florida can just roll those four lines. That fourth line is going to hit anything that moves. They're a machine. Now, you can't play that way 82 games in the regular season. There are going to be peaks and valleys. But again, just tell the Panthers when game one is, where they have to be, who they're playing. They'll be there. That's all they care about.
By the way, FloridaHockeyNow.com. Make sure you subscribe and support George Richards, who covers the Panthers on a daily basis for a long, long time.
Long time, buddy.
What year is this now?
21.
Wow. Okay, 21.
Now, drink.
Yeah. You're amazing, dude. Now, and you've been able to create this niche with this team, and now this team has met you now halfway to give you the content, which is absolutely beautiful, bro. I'm happy.
This is our fifth year at Florida Hockey Now. We just had our anniversary. You were there from the beginning.
Yeah.
What a time to start, right? It started in COVID. They lose in the bubble, and then they bring in Zito. It was a weird start, but it got off. But man, what a time to cover these guys.
And by the way, do I have it right that the way they've managed shit, like next year, they're going to have a bunch of cap flexibility? Is that true?
Oh, yeah. The salary cap's going up another $10 million next summer. And then it goes up $10 million after that. And Florida has nobody to sign other than Bobrovsky and Nico Mikkola. They have $25 million under the cap with really nowhere to spend it, because there's no holes unless injuries happen or something like that.
Right.
You're going to give Bobrovsky $6-7 million. You're going to give Nico Mikkola another $5 million. So you're going to be 10 under the cap. That's where Mackie Samoskevich signing today for nothing is going to get paid next year. That's how that'll work.
Right. That's how. Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing, dude. That I saw that and I was like, wow.
It's scary. I mean, the Florida Panthers are going to have just bundles, and there'll be a lot of teams in the NHL with a lot of cap space. Where do you spend it? Because now, I don't know if you paid any attention to NHL free agency this year.
Have.
It was a dud because everybody knows they've got money. You can keep your players now. There's not going to be any like Tampa Bay Lightnings where they're all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we have no money now. And everybody started picking off the Lightning and
right.
Those days might be over for at least a couple years.
So did anybody close the gap? Who's the team that
No.
Say, okay.
No, at least in the Atlantic, no, because Florida screwed up. I mean, Toronto thought they were getting Brad Marchand. Detroit figured they might get Aaron Ekblad. Those plans were ruined. Nobody in the East, nobody in the NHL. If you think that the Florida Panthers are the best team in the NHL, and I think the playoffs showed that may not be close. Nobody came close to them. Maybe Vegas in the West. They got Mitch Marner from Toronto. Vegas,
$12 million,
I was
bro.
surprised. Yeah,
$12 million per year, dude. They gave that.
So
guy.
What? We thought he was going to get 14. Next year, the salary cap goes up. It's not going to matter. That's a bar. That won't matter. They won't be They won't be hard under the cap. I was surprised Vegas lost in the second round the way they did. I thought Vegas was going to be a much tougher out. That's a good team. Vegas is a good team. We might have a Vegas Florida rematch next year.
You're not going to be complaining flying back and forth Miami Vegas, right?
No, Vegas I'll do. I did not go to Edmonton. No.
Edmonton, yeah. No, Edmonton's a whole different.
Yeah, that was a whole day. No flights and it's expensive. Vegas, yeah, I'd go to the final in Vegas.
Yeah, I would figure you would enjoy Vegas. There's no doubt about that. All right, so what do you got going on Florida Hockey Now so folks can check you out, my brother?
Well, we got we got some stuff up there today. Yeah, we got something every day, Big O. Every day of the year. Florida Panthers, Florida Panthers, Florida Panthers. Tomorrow we're going to have some stuff on Sam Bennett. Talking about why he came back to the Panthers, talking about his charity, Benny's Buddies. He's with the Humane Society of Broward County, getting pets adopted. Really nice. Really, yeah.
I got four adopted dogs, so
there you go. So if you go to the Broward County Humane Society, he's paying for your adoption fees. So for a dog or a cat. So, there's no excuse. Like, some people go in and they're like, oh my gosh, there's all these fees and you got to get the shots and all that. So for some people, it's a little tough. I don't know, but they're taking away that guardrail. So, good for.
I love it. And to go on your wedding, on the wedding song, to be the Florida Panthers goal song, that was just it. That was it, bro. That was awesome right there.
Heard it a lot of times, right?
Boom, 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 boom. And we're going to hear it a lot more. All right. Follow him on Twitter at George Richards and make sure you subscribe to FloridaHockeyNow.com. George, as always, my brother, appreciate you immensely. We'll catch up down the line, my friend. Thank you.
All right, Orlando. Good seeing you, my man.
You got it, baby. Be good. There you go. The great George Richards. We love him. And, we love the folks at Caneswear. You could get your Panthers gear at Caneswear and tell them that I sent you and use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off. There you go. Panthers, Dolphins, Marlins, Heat, Inter Miami. Did I leave anything else out? But all the local teams, they've got them there. Not yet. I don't think they've added it yet. I don't think they've added it yet. But Big 010, check it out. And by the way, congratulations to Fort Lauderdale United. They have partnered with WPLG Channel 10. And they're gonna carry all their home and away games, so that's pretty cool. Get to see the games. They were on Peacock this year, and now they're on PLG home and away. No, PLG's not ABC anymore. Now 7 owns PLG. Yeah, 7 bought it locally, so they own both, and they need content. So there you go. and sports content is the best content. We have learned after the pandemic, the content that all these platforms want, you gotta watch sports. Okay. By the way, Bitcoin's at 113,448. What's that? Yeah, that's it. Sell it all. Dump it. Good interview with the great George Richards. Love it. Love it. Love it. Excellent. Excellent. What happened? Oh, they're going to do a drawing? I like it. All right. I like it. I like it. I like it. By the way, I want to tell you a little bit about Subaru Pembroke Pines. My friends there at Subaru Pembroke Pines. Alan does a great job. He's the general manager there. We are there the last Wednesday of the month. All right. So come on out and join us. 16100 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. And you see that QR code, or even if you just mention my name, Big O, you will get $500 off if you're buying or leasing a vehicle. The Forester right now, you can get it $257 a month, 3.9% financing, and take advantage of that. The Outback, $267 a month, 1.9% financing. The Crosstrek, they've got a great selection out there, $225 a month, 2.9% financing. The Legacy, $275 a month, 3.9% financing. The Impreza, great car for your kid to start off with, $199 a month, only 3.9% financing. Tell them that I sent you, and you will get $500 off at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. All right, what else do we have out here? Let's see. George, to afford the team's salary cap, what will happen to Elias Rodriguez? Will he get traded? I don't think Roger. I think he's under contract.
No, and then also I think it goes to what George said, and the thing is, with Matthew Tkachuk going on that LTIR,
right,
it gives them flexibility now,
right,
because all that money comes off the books until the playoffs. So
right, yeah, it's $9 million that they get off.
It's the old Tampa Bay Lightning trick.
Yeah, playing it to our advantage now. Hank Johnson, no investment only goes one way. Really, Hank? I'm sorry. It started in 8 zeros behind a penny 16 years ago. We're at 113,000. Explain to me that it didn't go the other way. Corrections, that doesn't matter. It still goes in one direction. Corrections mean nothing, my brother. There is no asset in the world. That's the problem, Hank. You keep comparing it to everything else that crashes, because everything else that crashes can be manipulated or duplicated, or it can be politically mangled. That's why the government destroys your dollars. That's why companies go down, because of CEOs and bad products and getting sued and all that. Bitcoin doesn't have a CEO. It doesn't worry about it. It can't be manipulated by a country or a corporation. You can't split it like you do a stock. You can't reprint it like you do a dollar. Hank Johnson, my brother, you need to get yourself an education. When you get educated and you understand the difference between Bitcoin and everything else, Bitcoin is finite. Okay? It's different. Gold is not finite. The dollar's not finite. Diamonds aren't finite. Stocks aren't finite. It's immutable. Your money's not immutable. If you don't know what that is, look up the definition. Anyway. Let's see, what else do we have? Some of you all just, when you go at me with absolutes, no investment only goes one way. Those are things that, you got to understand that before you open your mouth, you got to be educated about what's going on. So, anyway, but sometimes I am the guy to give you that education and straighten your ass out, because that's what we'll do here. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar and the amazing Alan Blanco. 786-618-1443 for custom printing and embroidery. Inter Miami last night, they got it done against New England 2-1. Messi with 2 goals, a brace in the 27th and 38th minute. Saturday, they take on Nashville at 7:30. Also Saturday at 7:30 at Pitbull Stadium, Miami FC will host Lexington SC. Fort Lauderdale United has partnered with Channel 10 on a multi-year deal. WPLG will broadcast all Fort Lauderdale home and away games on WPLG. Also, former Miami Heat and University of Miami star James Jones has left the Suns to become executive VP and head of basketball operations for the NBA. Devin Booker, speaking of the Suns, agrees to a 2-year, $145 million max extension. He's now signed through the 2030 season. He'll be paid $70.1 million in the 28-29 season and $75.7 million in the 29-30 season. Panthers, by the way, they have re-signed forward Mackie Samoskevich to a 1-year contract. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right. Don't forget, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation as always, and we appreciate that. Thank you. Bitcoin is about 113,400 right now. So it is cruising along. It's a beautiful thing. And we thank George Richards. Let's see. All right, what else do we have going on? I will get to a little Dolphins talk in a second. The one and only Steve Calabro. Oh, wait a minute. Are they hearing me? They can hear me? They're hearing me? Okay. And it's you. Okay. Steve Calabro going to join us now, of course, the general mangler here at Hialeah Park, right? That's the title, right? Mangler? Well, you mangled the broadcaster. Yeah, you give him the mic and get him started. We'll get the video in a minute.
Did you just see the that high-low?
Oh yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, it was
to the last card.
Yeah,
he has a 10. He has to pick between higher
That's
and lower.
the part I couldn't pick because
Right?
I'm doing the show at the same time.
He has a 10. So he picks lower. He gets an ace. and now today I'm inviting someone. Pull up a chair. We mind if we invite Harold here?
Of course not.
Can't talk Raiders.
Well, nobody. So think about that guy. He had a 10.
Yes.
And can you go down lower? I feel like I'm like, I feel like I'm, what's got David Letterman. You should do that. Where everybody was like tall. He was taller than everybody, right? And so he has a 10. I would bet large sums of money it's going to be lower. And the crowd said higher.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an ace. See that? Only at Hialeah Park.
It's a beautiful thing.
If he had picked higher, which the crowd said, he would have won $500. He was this close. And you were actually kind of asking him to, 80% said higher.
And you guys are doing this in between the hands every how many times?
We do it every day.
Put the mic closer to him.
Hi, how are you? We do it every day. 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m., 8 p.m., 10 p.m. Every 2 hours from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. every day. But the good thing is Sundays, each game is for $1,000. And
while you're playing the games here, the cards, then you got an opportunity to win $500 or $1,000.
And it's super random. Anybody can be the player.
Right.
Just call a random player. If you're the lucky one, you have the chance to win $1,000 every Sunday, and the other days 500 or maybe 1,000 too.
There you go. There you go.
So
that's pretty cool. I love it. Okay.
Just another example of just us bringing new and exciting things to the poker room. The poker room is on fire right now. It's been brewing. We have a whole new makeup of the poker room. Either next week or the following week, I'm going to relocate this table downstairs to our.
Oh yes, I've been waiting for that.
Table, our player bank table games on the slot floor.
Okay.
3-card poker. Oh, by the way, if you don't know how to play 3-card poker or heads up hold'em, don't worry. We have Professor Harold teaches you how to play the game. Teaches you. So
Okay.
this is like. Look,
That's good for me because I need an education there.
Yeah, I need an education too. I can tell you, people come here to have fun. So we're just adding things that are fun.
Interactive too.
Yeah, interactive, fun stuff. High low. It's not that you can figure it out. You can figure it out pretty easily, right?
Yes.
It's a high low promo.
Yes.
And on Sunday, $1,000. That's 5 times, right?
Love
2,
that.
4, 6, 8, 10.
So if you are super lucky, you can win 5,000.
Wow,
Luckily with Steve, we only had to go up to 5, so we were good there. He didn't count that far.
I had it. Yeah. I'd have to put the mic down, and it would be a little bit tough. But listen, let's just shift for a second. Can we just pick on Harold for a second because he's doing a great job? He needs to be.
Don't pick on him. He's better off than we are. He's a Raiders fan.
Come on. That's what I was picking on him. He's a Raider.
Yeah, but
I read it.
We're Dolphin fans. We can't pick on Raiders.
I read an article today.
We're not allowed to pick on the Raiders.
I read an article today, and it was ranking the worst teams. 32 was 32 the offseason ranking, right?
And the Dolphins were 32.
Dolphins were 16. The Raiders were the 19th. Raiders were worse than the Dolphins by this guy.
All right.
I don't know who the guy was. Tennessee was number 1. That was the worst team. Come on. He's 100 years old.
He's better than 2.
No, he's not 100.
He's 100.
It's like 32. He's not that old.
He's 100. In quarterback years, he's 100.
Literally, we have the best tight end.
So what's Aaron Rodgers then? If that's old, what's Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers is a piece of crap. Okay, that's what he is. We don't even talk about Aaron Rodgers. We don't talk. He's a money grabbing. No, he's not money. He wants attention.
Yes.
He wants put a camera in front of him. Here, put a mic in front of him.
There's no doubt that's who he is.
That's what he is. That's all he is. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But the Raiders.
I don't know. I don't know about. See, the thing is, man, the Raiders could be better than the Dolphins.
Yes. We have the best tight end in the league right now.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yes, for sure.
If they can run the ball, Geno will be a decent quarterback.
Yes. Ashton Genty, the best.
If they can run the ball, which Genty obviously they made a hell of an investment in it, but if they run the ball, that's play action is what Geno does. That's what he does.
And don't forget the coach.
But see, the thing is, it's kind of like we have to, like I sit here and I have to sometimes talk to some of the morons that are out there because like I just told you, when Geno's at his best when there's play action, that means you run the ball. If you don't run the ball, Geno's screwed.
Yeah, but
okay, but let me explain something. It leads to my point. If you don't run the ball, most quarterbacks are screwed. And so what Tua's done with no real running game is amazing. And I keep saying, if you go out and actually give him a running game, then he can be a real quarterback because you're sucking in that safety and the linebackers are cheating. But in our offense, everybody stays back and the safety stay deep because they know you can't run the ball.
But
with this guy's dude, Genty, you can't do that. If you do that, then they'll run all day on you. And that's football. That's why Jalen Hurts won. See, in Alabama, when Tua and Jalen Hurts had the same team, Jalen Hurts had to leave town because Tua had the running game and the line and no safety could hang out back there. The safety had to come up and take care of the running game. And then there's Tua killing you with the pass. But we don't run like that here. So that's where I give the Raiders an edge over us because I know with the old man, what's his name?
No,
with
Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll.
Wait, that's right.
They'll run the hell out of the football.
But there's one thing they're missing. Pete Carroll doesn't wear capri pants.
No,
so I don't know how they're going to do it. I
That is
really
true.
don't know how
That's
they're
a
going to
good
do
point.
it. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. You know, if Pete Carroll can start wearing capri pants and get curly hair,
how about
like nice little curly
I'm with
hair,
you.
right?
Capri,
You know,
capri,
right? I mean, like this is
Carroll.
what we need, like, right? And then you know they need a receiver that complains a lot that he's not getting the ball. If the Raiders can get a receiver that has that just complains about
they
not
can
getting
bring
the ball.
back Bad Moon Rising.
Yeah. I'm just having fun because I think both teams are going to struggle. Your team might do a little better.
Yes.
I'm afraid that might be the case.
Yeah. Now the ranking, I didn't agree with the ranking. I just stated the ranking.
No, I know, I get it.
They were like 19th.
It could go either way, dude. It can go either way.
Basically,
it
you know
really
what they are?
can.
They're literally going to be 2 8 and 9 teams, give or take a win.
You know,
Maybe.
They ended up getting themselves a decent quarterback, and then they got a running game, and then they got a coach that
I think in 2 3 years, 2 years might be better.
Now, the coach they have does understand the running game up until the moment when you get to the Super Bowl and
you make the guy throw. Yeah, make your quarterback throw. Yeah. He had that. Yeah, we're gonna trick him.
To Pete's credit, that wasn't his call; it was his offensive coordinator. But
he's
still,
the boss.
But he still heard it in that.
He's
head.
the boss.
He had to have said, "We're not giving it to Marshawn Lynch,
the biggest beast in the game."
He made the decision or was a mistake?
No. The offensive coordinator. Offensive coordinator made the call, and Pete Carroll just trusted him because that's his coach, and you know you don't want to cut his nuts off right there in the moment. But you know what? Some of the bad mofos in the history of the game have cut the nuts off their coaches all the time when they said, no, we're going for it now. Because the guy in Detroit is not an offensive or defensive coordinator. But yet he'll say, no, fourth down, no, we're going for it. And that's not the OC's call.
Yeah.
That is Campbell's call. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Campbell will neuter his coaches and make a call
because he's got a set of balls. He's got a set of balls.
Okay,
and everybody knows it, and it works.
But sometimes his problem is that he's thinking with his balls.
Sometimes his balls are getting away. I get it. They might be
balls
hanging.
Or his
they
brains.
might be hanging. He's getting older. They're hanging. But anyhow,
he's in the toilet water right now.
It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. But back to Hialeah Park. Okay. Think about it. Just for a moment, we're going to talk about slots for a second. We're giving away $250,000. Somebody has a chance to win $250,000 in the last Saturday of July. And we're going to follow it up with the last Saturday.
That doesn't even that barely gets you 2 Bitcoin.
Nowadays, yeah. No, it gets you 2.
Barely. It's at 113.5.
Do the math. It's 226. Okay.
Barely.
You got enough money to go out and party in Miami, you know, for
barely. But think about that. Think about that.
Think about that. Think about a little stat on Bitcoin that Big O shared with me. Last July 4th, $57,000. Now it's basically 100%. It went up 100%.
Yeah.
Like the weekend just passed. You know, the 4th of July weekend just passed. We were just watching fireworks. And a year ago, if you just put in your measly, you know, a guy like Harold, he's got like
you put $100, you have 200.
He's got a couple million in the bank. This guy's got more money than you can imagine. Mexican millions. Yeah, I got them too.
Then I'm rich. Then I'm rich.
Mexican million. That's
pesos? Yeah, baby. That's my deal right there.
A Mexican million.
Yeah, pay me in lira. Yeah, that's me. That's me.
Anyhow, we're giving away $250,000. The month of August, we're following it up. Giving away the last Saturday a Corvette. Nobody gives. See, people give away regular schmo cars, right?
Yeah,
we're giving away a real car. I mean, you're talking about a real car, a Corvette. I think
Mercedes,
Sean,
Alfa Romero, a Lightning
Sean's
truck,
got Corvette written all over him, man.
Bitcoin, gold, Corvette now.
Corvette, come on, Corvette. It's unbelievable.
Slice of Americana.
I think Carol's got 3 of them. He's got 3 of them.
What color? What color is it? By
the match.
What color is it?
Well, we've requested. Come on, we're in Hialeah. We have a couple of Latin customers here, right? We're getting a red one.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, is there any other color? We've requested a red one.
No, red is.
There
nice.
might be, you know, we might have to flip it out a couple of times because the red ones fly off the shelves.
Yeah,
which is amazing to say that. You know, like people are just buying a lot of Corvettes. That's Miami. It's South Florida.
Wow.
Anyhow, so. Downstairs, I'm going to hand the mic off.
How many tickets will I get driving that car? Jesus.
Oh, yeah. But think of the fun you'll have. Think of the fun you'll have.
You know the new laws they have now?
If you go over 100 miles an hour, immediately you put in jail. I've done 100 on 75 on the expressway.
Yeah.
You can eat.
In a Corvette? I'll live in jail.
Next Thursday. Hey, where's Steve?
He can't make work.
Next
he
week
was coming
I'll be,
to work. He was a little
next
late.
Next week I'll be doing the show from jail. You know.
Anyhow, Harold, tell them what we have in terms of games downstairs.
Oh, right now we have 3 amazing games downstairs. Number 1 is Texas Heads Up. It's like Texas Hold'em, but against the house. If you're a poker player, but you want like faster hands, you don't want to spend time waiting for one player, thinking about a hand. You want to play a lot of hands. Texas Hold'em Heads Up is the game for you. You can play 30 hands in 30 minutes for sure, because we go super fast. And on top of that, our games, table games, qualify for high hands. So if we have like right now $700 high hands, you can qualify and you don't have to play in a regular poker table. You can play in a table game and you qualify for the high hands. Okay. So that's super good too. Also, now we have 3-card prime. It's like 3-card poker, but you have 5 ways to win. Not just 1, 2, 3, 5 ways to win. If the dealer don't qualify, you automatically win. So what happens is the only game when you got like a crappy cards and you say, I don't want to play this. But you know what? I think the dealer, he not going to qualify. And boom, you win automatically just because the dealer don't qualify. Oh, yeah.
I like that.
It's super, super good, super fun. A lot of players from downstairs, sometimes they go and say like,
that gives a player a little bit more average, a little bit more percentage.
And sometimes players want to,
yeah.
And if the player want to change the luck, like, let me try this game because I think I'm going to win. So we have 3 options for you. Okay. So right now, I think the best place to go play is Hialeah Park Casino. 9 times we have music, we have the table games, we have drinks, we have fun. Food. Oh, yeah, that's the important point.
We're going to end with because look, did I mention that I'm from Jersey and we like food? And did I mention that? I don't know about. I don't know. Never talked about yet.
Tell us about it, Vicky.
Yeah. Oh, come on now.
Tell us about it, Vicky.
Yesterday, we opened up Vicky Bakery downstairs, and it's an expanded Vicky Bakery. We've got a breakfast menu. We've got the croquetas. We've got all the pastelitos, everything, guava, whatever you need.
Which is like a perfect meal and snack while you're in a casino.
We also
because the whole big meal just kind of slows you down, but that is quick.
A couple of croquetas, a pastelito, and queso. Beautiful.
And then you're back.
Now we have that, and then we have at Vicky's. It's also a restaurant lunch menu, and you could have certainly a light dinner.
A
right?
pan con bistec.
We have that. We have the Cuban sandwich. Come on, it's
of course.
In Hialeah.
Medianoche.
If you're not, it's a Cubano. It's Cubano. It's the whitest Cubano in the world.
Yes, probably.
The white flash. Blanco. But it's a great addition. And I can tell you, the first day was spectacular. I mean, there was a line,
of course.
The owner was like, well, I had a little problem with the test prior to opening because I kept bringing the pastelitos to the office. And I'm like, you realize we're going to gain lots of weight if you bring pastelitos and croquetas and empanadas every day.
It's hard to avoid. Now, I probably will go down there on my way out and take a guava with me on the way home.
Just for the hell of a little, I'm more of a concaso with the cheese with the sugar, the long ones.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm a guava guy.
Yeah, guavas, there's nothing wrong with guava. And I
love the guava.
And guava and cheese too. Nice guava.
I'm not that guy, but yes, my
cheese.
wife likes a guava and cheese. I like.
Yeah, I need to have more calories. The guava is not enough calories. I need the cheese calories too in there. And they also have pastelitos, flan pastelitos.
That is crazy.
Vicky just came up with this flan.
It's
delicious.
That's insane.
Try that one.
Yeah.
Just try, one. If you eat half it, it's half the calories. So if you're on the diet.
Can you eat half?
No, I can't. I can tell you that. But
after you take a bite, you're gonna want to finish the whole damn thing. Want another one after that.
Anyhow, we just wanted to stop by. Lots of things.
By the way, we've got football season coming up. What are you guys doing? The same watch parties that you were doing?
We're gonna do watch parties. I've talked to the Jersey guy. The Jersey guy's our picker.
When we're switching to Tuesdays.
That's a good point.
Because
we'll have to decide.
It has to be next month.
Definitely in September.
No,
August.
No,
You wanna go
August because of college.
Then do it in August.
Yeah.
Let's do it first Tuesday in August.
Okay, all
There
right,
we go.
you got that, Sean.
Yeah.
First
Tuesday in August.
So starting in August, we switch to Tuesdays.
Yes. Now I talked to the Jersey guy, and he's all hopped up.
Right.
I mean, he is studying. My wife's like, "Is this guy She knows She knows. I haven't.
Well, he's got to be the first week. We got no NFL, so he's got to be ready for some college picks.
I got to ask him that.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't know if he's doing any
I
college
don't know
picks.
if he's college.
I'm actually pumped about the U this year.
You think so?
Yes, I do. I like what
do you
they've
think
done
about the
a
other
lot.
Florida teams, Florida State and Florida University of
Well,
Florida?
no, Florida actually has got a nice little quarterback. So
They got a good quarterback,
yeah. They figured their shit out at the end of the year. Actually, they
last
started
5
out
games.
rough. They had the wrong quarterback in place, and then once they got the young kid in there,
the coach is on the hot seat.
Yeah,
Coach
but
is on
but-
the hot seat. The coach is on the hot
and
seat.
he's got a brutal schedule because it's the SEC.
SEC, yeah.
Yeah, it's brutal. But I think he's gotten better. I don't know what the hell to expect from Florida State because they've gone from one extreme to
They've lost
another.
everything.
They live off of the NILs. So I'm not smart enough to know where Florida State stands. But I love everything that U has done because they have recruited everything from inside out.
Yeah,
And
so
Mario has built it the right way. And like I tell everybody, he allowed his offensive coordinator to coach last year, and he allowed his quarterback to be himself. He's so conservative normally on offense. He stayed away from that. And to me, that was growth from Mario. Now they've got to make the right decisions on Saturdays and play defense. I think they'll be all right.
one last thing before we leave.
I don't have a lot of hope for the Dolphins, maybe none. But for the Canes, I'm actually pumped about the Canes this year. I really am.
One last question because I'm curious, and I was going to ask, but I'll ask him now. How do you think Cam does his first year in Tennessee?
Yeah.
A couple of moments of glory, and that's about it.
Well, my problem is, and
he's got nothing around him.
Everybody forgets about this. While he was here, he did a lot of crazy shit, holding the ball and throwing across his body, and he would throw interceptions.
Ain't gonna get away with that.
I want to. Usually, those habits continue at the next level until you learn your lesson. I think he's going to go through a rough patch before he gets to it. But again, everybody thinks it's going to be magical from the get-go.
No.
I'm sorry. The guy I saw here played a lot of gunslinging, and he could get away with that at this level because the offensive line for the Canes gave him 9 seconds to pass the ball.
Yeah.
In the NFL, you're going to have 2 to 3 seconds, and Bubba, you better make a quick and smart decision. And that crazy stuff that he tried here will kill him in the NFL.
I also think his head coach is going to be one and done. I think the head coach of Tennessee's one and done. There's a new general manager in the organization. I think the head coach of the Tennessee Titans is in an in-person interview.
Who's the head coach now?
He is on an in-person interview, right? It's a 1-year interview.
Who's the head
so
coach
I think it's going
now?
to be a 2 years of rough for Cam.
Damn,
2 years for
why
Cam.
am I forgetting? Who's the head coach now?
Titan head coach is Brian Callahan.
Oh, Brian Callahan. Oh, they just signed him.
But
Nah.
not the current GM. Not the current GM.
No, I think he's a first year coach.
Second.
Oh, second year coach?
Yeah.
Man.
Last year.
So
by a different GM.
maybe. Oh, that's true because they fired this guy. They
Yeah,
fired
so I think
is it
Cam's
Rand
gonna have
Carthen that was there and then they fired him, I think it was.
He's the guy now. He's on.
Oh no, he was with the Rams. They fired no, not the Rams. No, I think it was Tennessee that they fired Rand Carthen. I think it was Rand Carthen that was running Tennessee, and then they fired him.
So what's going to happen is Cam's going to have a rough year with Callahan. Then he's going to get him a new coach, and the new GM for Tennessee is going to go out and find a guy that can groom Cam. And so Cam's going to need a second.
I can't read it from here.
Oh, Mike Brabble was the last one.
Oh no, that's the head coach. I was talking about the general manager. The general manager.
yeah.
I believe it was Rand Carthen was the general manager.
I just think he's
last
got
year.
2 years. Cam's going to have a couple of bumps and bruises for
Yeah.
24 months.
We'll see. We'll
But
see.
he's a great guy, and he's a classy guy.
I mean, you
know,
root
the
for
whole
the
9
kid.
yards.
He's awesome.
We invite him here to Hialeah Park. Come on here and play
Good.
poker.
No, he's a good kid.
You know,
What?
Jaguars. You think the Jaguars this year?
they were. I think there's something wrong in
I'm
the
not-
coaching there.
Yeah, I'm not
And
believing the
because
Jags yet.
I don't think Trevor Lawrence is that bad.
No, not at all.
And he's never really been developed. It's almost like a sad career.
Yeah.
We're watching a
Yeah,
sad
you're
career.
wasting his talent. I agree.
Yeah,
I
he's
agree.
Andrew Bad Luck. He's Andrew Bad Luck.
Well, he's not as good as Luck. Because Luck, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Trevor, I would compare it more to Steve Bartkowski.
Yeah, Trevor was.
That's a little before your time, but you're not. But not you.
Bartkowski, yeah.
You're not you.
Falcons,
so,
was it Falcons?
Falcons,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, the Falcons, yeah.
Hell of a
how old we are.
Hell of a
Yeah, I'm way older
player.
than him, too.
Hell of a player, and the Falcons ruined the guy that could have.
Yeah, they're in the process of ruining Michael Penix.
Yeah, they probably could ruin Michael Penix.
Although he might be okay, but anyhow, guys.
All right.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Is there anybody more excited about poker than my man Harold? My man Harold. This guy.
And he's a crazy ass Raiders fan too.
Yes. Yeah, we kind of.
But then again, have
them.
you ever noticed that most Raiders fans are crazy ass Raiders fans? Have you ever noticed that? Like Raiders fans are crazy passionate about their team.
Well, you know what I did for this guy?
What?
I said, let's try a different sport. A couple months ago, we went to see the Panthers.
Oh, yes.
Panthers versus Edmonton rematch. Mid-season. Unbelievable.
And of course.
We
just had George
Richardson.
Richardson. We just had the Panthers beat writer on George Richardson.
Well, this is what he does.
George Richards.
I meet him at the arena, right? And I happen to have a Panthers jersey that's 10 years old with my last name on it. My last name, I don't know where that came from. I walk up, Harold's there. He's got a Panthers jersey on.
Nice.
He bought it on the way to the arena on Offer Up.
In Hialeah.
Okay.
He stopped at a guy's house on Offer Up, buys the jersey, goes to the game.
If you bought it in Hialeah, you bought it at a good discount.
And then, listen, two grown adults were at the end of the game. Panthers win, I may add. And then at the end of the game, we had some spectacular seats. I mean, they weren't good; they were spectacular. And they're throwing rats over the ice.
Yeah, of course.
Glass.
Yeah.
We both got a rat.
Nice.
A bunch of 8-year-olds and Harold and Steve, and we got rats. It's in my office.
That is awesome.
I'll bring the rat here next
That is
week.
awesome.
Anyhow, guys, be good.
You got it.
All right.
Steve
Take care.
Calabro.
Take care.
Getting it done here at Hialeah Park. Come on out here and join us. Appreciate you all out there. Thank you, Harold. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you guys. As always, where we at right now? Where we at? Bitcoin is at $113,514. Ripping. It's Mark ripping. Osendo says Florida is $2.95 million over the salary cap to begin the season. The Cats will have to move the contract of somebody unless Matthew Tkachuk will go on long term. He just told you that in the interview that he's going to go. It's when he takes the surgery and then the 6-month clock starts.
Rosenda sent that as the Richards interview was going on.
Oh,
I sent a while ago. Yeah.
Yes. So there you go. Let's see. What else do we have? Why would Big O have egg on his face? I don't know. Not sure. Bitcoin baby. Brooklyn Rob is loving his early retirement. It's coming.
Ryan Mazzarella up front said Big O going to have egg on his face this year when Ollie and Wright give us the ground and pound we need.
Oh, okay. I hope so. I mean, it's not like I'm rooting against them, but I hope so. Obviously, I would love for them to run the ball. It's kind of what I've been talking about the entire time. It's not,
No, you hate the Dolphins.
Yes,
Say
I hate
Say it.
them.
You want us to go 0-17 now.
That's it. I have a voodoo doll that I'm stabbing a whole bunch of times.
Is it wearing capri pants?
It's wearing capri pants too. Yeah. Yep. I'm with you there. That's it. That is it. By the way, I went yesterday to the movies with the wife. We went to go see Final Destination Bloodlines. Yes.
If you were still just doing Tuesdays, is that a movie that you would see? Okay.
No. No, because we have the free passes now. So what we're gonna do is, what I've convinced my wife to do is that we'll explore now all the different Regal theaters around Dade and Broward County. So that way, when we plan on anything, we can also look at what the area is around it, if there's a restaurant or maybe it's closer to the beach or something, and then you can make it a whole thing where you go dinner in the movie or go to the beach in the movie and all that kind of stuff. So we explored and we went to the Southland, which is all the way down by Cutler Ridge. And we were all by ourselves in the theater, by the way, watching that movie. My wife and I. There was no one else. It was great because my wife and I could actually talk in the theater. It was awesome. Oh man. But I've seen all the Final Destinations. And just to give you my Final Destination Bloodlines movie review. Okay. It was entertaining. I gotta say, if again, you're gonna watch a Final Destination movie, you're gonna watch a Jurassic Park movie, you're not really looking for like, oh my God, the acting was outstanding and the plot was so phenomenal. It had me guessing left and right and all. No, you're out to watch a entertaining horror movie on how everybody dies, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? But the way they wrote the storyline, I got to say, was entertaining. I'm not going to give away anything, okay? And it kept you guessing a little bit in certain moments, which I like that. That was cool because certain people are going to die, or sometimes you think somebody's going to live, and then you are surprised. But entertaining enough. Would I go to the theaters for it? No. Would I watch it at home? Yes. That's probably what I would tell you about Final Destination Bloodlines, which is not going to be the final installment, by the way. This is maybe the final installment of Final Destination Bloodlines, but they will add more Final Destinations to it, just in case. If you're wondering, since I looked it up and did a little homework for you. So there you go. That's my review. Maybe that's what I'll start doing, is adding reviews to the show, since we're going to be watching a lot of movies now that we get to do the break. And so you nailed it, by the way. I went looking around and I go, let's pick a movie that's about to expire. We really wouldn't go see it. Let's go check it out and watch it on the big screen. And that's it. Like the Jaws 51 is coming out. I'm definitely going to go watch it on the big screen for the hell of it, dude. You know what I mean? It's like a great deal, $24. That movie would have cost us, I think it was like $9 or $10 last night each. It's like, it's ridiculous. So yeah, dude. Yeah. So
their thinking is mostly is they'll get the food and the beverage out of it.
Yes.
So
yes, exactly. And a lot of people won't end up going as much as they.
No, yeah. They'll get worn out and also, there are, what is it? Ups and downs of movies coming out too. There's also some times where there's like,
there's not going to be as much.
We're going to go watch a movie today,
right?
Yeah, so,
yeah, definitely.
There's going to have those times, but then again, you've already probably bought it 2 days ago. You've already been to the movie twice, so
yes.
I mean, it's already paid for itself this month.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm looking at stuff that's like coming up, and I went to look at it and I was like, okay, well then there's other stuff that I maybe would have never gone to, like Jaws 50. Okay, obviously Superman's coming out. Yeah, you're going to go see that. But then, by the way, UFC 318 I can go see. You know that? If I feel like it, I could go see UFC 318.
Yeah, there's a lot of pay-per-views going to, I believe, what's the theater you're doing?
It's Regal.
Right? Yeah, the Regals. I believe AEW is doing a couple select Regal theaters throughout too.
Right.
For wrestling as well.
I can actually do that. Obviously, the Fantastic Fours are going out. I'm going to go see stuff like that. But then there's stuff like that, like if I feel like seeing the UFC or if I feel like seeing the Jaws, I probably would have not gone at all. Hell, I just drive over, sit down, watch it, whatever. And then there's concerts, which and there's stuff that I could actually see, whether it's biographies or concerts. Marley is one that is coming that they're going to show. There's another concert here that there's a music concert that I saw. That there's, man, I might have skipped over it, but I was going, okay, so now there's stuff that I might not have been able to go to, which is what you brought up. And now I'm going to go see it anyways for the hell of it, just to watch it on the big screen, which is cool enough. So anyways, there you go. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. What else do we have here? Big O, Hanson Raul will give the Dolphins good luck. I hope so. I need somebody to give them good luck. I don't care if it's Hanson Raul or if it's whoever. Snooki. Movies are way expensive. That's why you've got to do what I just did. They give you a 3-month try, too. Oh, by the way, they give you, right now, they're doing a special that you do 3 months and you get the 4th month for free. So you're paying $24.95 a month. And Rosendo, if you go to like 3 movies in a month, it pays off for it. You're making profit, actually, a little bit. Because 3 movies will cost you more than $24. And the 4th month is free. And then you can decide to sign on for the rest of the year. And that's what we're doing. We're going to have that 4-month run, and we'll decide. And then we'll continue, And then it makes movies cheap. And it makes you want to, you can make it. Now you could go in. Now we can go any night, too, which is the best. That is good. We're bored. Yeah, let's go to movies. Go watch something. What the hell? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. What else do we have going on in the world of sports? A couple things on the Dolphins side. Let's talk a little Dolphins since people talk Dolphins. First of all, I understand it's the off season, and look, I'm not the guy that has to live off of every little thing and make something big of it, because I don't live off of one sport or the other, So for me, it's just one of those deals where I'm going to get into a story in a moment on why people kind of pump stuff up for real, no reason at all. Now, the other thing that I want to get to, okay, because there's 2 things that I want to talk about Dolphins-wise, all right? Actually, there's 3, okay? 3 Dolphins topics. Let's start off with the first one, and that's Mike McDaniel. And if you listen to the show yesterday, I told you about how there seems to be an emphasis on the run game. And you saw it with the signing of the guards, the signing of the 2 big backs, and all that stuff. And the thing that you look at, at least what I'm told, okay, that the head coach wants to make sure he focuses on the running game, okay, that the offense needs to be more run-oriented. And to me, I thought it was more about Chris Greer in the front office. Still think it's that. But, others in the building kind of feel that it's coming also from the coach, that the coach wants to be more of a runner than the passer that they've been, which I think would be huge. So we're watching a little bit of a different focus on the run game. The other thing that you look at, we talked a little bit about the focus on the run game. If you want to go look at it, go watch the video from yesterday or the cut that Sean put together, the rant that Sean put together. But you look at Mike McDaniel, okay? So we talked about the focus on the run, and we look at the person. Just wondering, have you seen Mike McDaniel out on the streets like you did the first couple of years? Out at Panther games all the time, out at Heat games all the time, out at a tennis event or whatever, at different events, and they're interviewing him, or he's on social media. He's not social media, but people on social media are filming him and showing him and all that. It's kind of been a quiet off season for Mike McDaniel. Again, don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm not a Mike McDaniel believer, to be quite honest. I would love to see him prove me wrong because I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. Zero. Okay? I'm human. I'm supposed to get a lot of shit wrong. But he has to prove it. But it is true. And you look at it, he has not been out on the streets as much. Does it mean anything in the end? No. But if you're not getting your job done, which he isn't, well, you better find more time to figure out ways to get your job done. So less time out on the streets, out in games, showboating with everybody out there, more in the lab, more working on coaching. So if you noticed, that's maybe Mike McDaniel knows that the hot seat is there. Maybe he knows that he's got to change his ways. All I know is that if he doesn't get the results, they'll be making changes. There's no doubt about that. But we'll find out if he really is refocused for the season and refocused on that running game that we talked about. That's one thing that I wanted to talk about with the Miami Dolphins. Number 2, and here's where we get to the part of the show where I just like to point this stuff out because I understand what the media does, okay? And listen, man, I'm fortunate. I don't have to do this kind of stuff to make a living. And I understand that some of my, compadres in the media have to do it. They have no choice, and that's their choice, and it is what it is. But it's never been my choice when I was part of any corporation, and certainly not now. And so Minkah Fitzpatrick gets rated as the number 9 safety by executive coaches and scouts. And so now people write articles and talk about it. And let me explain something. None of this means anything whatsoever. You know, and I know that Minkah's a damn good player. Now, he was in a different scheme, being played a different way than he'll be played here. So he might actually be a better player here. Or he might be a worse player. I don't know. I'm going to go with the latter. I'm going to go with better. That's what I think. I think he'll be a better player when he's here. Not what he was last year, where he had some struggles because they kind of kept him more in one spot and didn't move him around, which is something that he likes to do, which is something you're going to desperately need with a bad secondary or inexperienced or young secondary, whatever you want to call it. Young and inexperienced equals bad, but that's all right. You know what I'm saying? So while Kyle Hamilton is number 1 and Brian Branch and Xavier McKinney and Jesse Bates, Kirby Joseph, Derwin James, Antoine Winfield, Budda Baker, then Minkah, and then Julian Love. Those are your top 10. Okay, to me, none of this means anything. It's not a negative. It's not a positive. It is a waste of time. It just is, because players play different in different situations when they're played in different positions and in different schemes. And sometimes when they're in a different situation, they might be better than they are in another. So we'll see what Weaver has for Minkah. Weaver's a damn good coach. So something tells me that Minkah will be just fine, but I would not get worked up one way or the other about Minkah being labeled number 9 being a good thing or a bad thing, which to me, I don't even know how you can look at it as a negative, but I just kind of find it silly. And then it's kind of funny to watch people make a story out of that. All right. That's story number 2 on the Miami Dolphins. Number 3 on the Dolphins, Tyreek Hill. And again, it's the offseason. They're bored. They've got nothing to write about, especially if you're a Dolphin-centric, Heat-centric, whatever site. and you only write or talk about one sport, well, then, yeah, you're going to be reaching for a lot of bullshit. And so apparently, Ocho Cinco has had his receivers camp. And Tyreek Hill is there running routes as the great Sean Stanley is playing that video for you now. And you can see the video. Go ahead. Here we go. He'll get the video going for you. You can see, and listen, this is good in this case. He's in shape. He's running routes. Looks good. But most importantly, he's not running from the cops. He's not running from an IG model. He's not running from his wife. He's not running from his house on fire. The good thing is he's not in trouble. Okay? Is he where he needs to get attention? Yep, that's what he's doing right now. It's not so much about being in shape. It's a look at me, because this is who I am type of situation. But to me, that's the positive. Does this mean anything for the season? Not at all. I've seen him already talk a lot of shit about how he's going to be a nightmare for Kansas City, and then he hands Kansas City the game. So none of this means anything. And again, Dolphin-centric sites, desperate for anything, try to turn this into something when it's really absolutely nothing. And really, the only thing that you can point at is, thank God he's running routes and he's not running his mouth and saying stupid shit or getting in trouble, which is what he's done a lot of. But hey, you guys can keep reaching if you want. By the way, this is day number 18,763 since the Miami Dolphins lifted the Vince Lombardi Trophy. All right. Tomorrow we're at Acura of Pembroke Pines. It's what? Yeah, it is. It's going to be toasty. No doubt about that. No doubt. By the way, Murias Dental, proud sponsor of our program. We love talking about the Murias family, father and sons. And they've got 2 locations in Dade and in Broward counties. Make sure you call them in Dade, 305-821-0231. Plantation, 954-692-6825. Get that smile back. Go to the Instagram page, Murias.dental. Invisaligns, dental implants, preventive care, cosmetic surgery. Call my friends there. They'll get your smile back there at Murias Dental, and they accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, make sure you follow them on Instagram at Murias.dental, and they've been in business for over 30 years. Our entire family goes there. Me, the wife, my daughter, my mother-in-law, we all go there. So schedule an appointment in Dade or Broward County and make sure you tell them that Big O sent you. Murias Dental. All right. Let's see. What deal is this, Big O? Put us on. I don't know what deal. Oh, okay. Yeah. Regal is $24.95 a month. And you go unlimited, all you want. And they allow you to the first 3 months, and you get the 4th month for free. So, summer's now. Bunch of movies come out. Take advantage. That's all I can tell you. I don't know. It's up to you. It's up to you all to get it done. Let me get to a little music. By the way, again, if any of you are going to be at the House of Blues tomorrow night, I'm going to be there in Orlando to see The Warning. So if you are, give me a DM, hook up, say hi. Would love to meet you. Always love to meet the folks that support our show and keep us going every single day. And we appreciate that immensely. We really do. All right, let's start off with musicians born on this date. Jessica Simpson. She's born on this date in 1980. Let's see who else celebrating birthdays today. Graham Lambert, guitarist with Inspiral Carpets, born in 1964. I haven't jammed a lot of Inspiral Carpets lately. I should. I like them. Sandy West, one of the founding members of the Runaways, born in 1959. We lost her in 2006, unfortunately. Neil Tennant from Pet Shop Boys, born in 1954. Greg Kinn, we just lost him recently, born in 1950 on this date. Breakup song, Jeopardy, all that good stuff. We just lost him on the 13th of August in 2024 at the age of 75. Hasn't even been a year yet. Dave Smalley from the Raspberries, born in 1949 on this date. The great Arlo Guthrie, folk singer, born on this date in 1947. Ronnie James Dio, vocalist for Elf, Rainbow, Black Sabbath, born in 1942. That is good for musicians. Now let's go with other famous people born on this date. Remember, if we don't give you the age, that means they have passed away at this point. All right, we start off with artist James Whistler, born on this date in 1834. TV anchor David Brinkley, born in 1920 on this date. Hall of Famer boxer Jake LaMotta, born in 1921 on this date. Tennis Hall of Famer Arthur Ashe, born in 1943. Actor Ron Glass, born in 1945, I'm sorry. Hall of Famer Andre Dawson, the Hawk, baby. Southwest High, born in 54. He is 71 today. What did you say? Yes, he is one of the great Marlins. Yes. That's funny. Let's see who else. Urban Stanky Fingers Meyer, born in 64. He is 61 today. Peter DiStefano from Pornos for Pyros, born in 65. He is 60. Gary Levix from Rascal Flatts, born in 70. He's 55. Sofia Vergara, born in 72. She's 53. And guess what they say? Tom Brady and Sofia Vergara are squeezing the Sherman. How about that? Huh? Tom Brady and Sofia Vergara knocking boots. Actor Adrian Grenier, born in 76. He is 49. Actor Gong Woo, born in 79. He's 46. Let's see who else celebrating a birthday today. Actor Isabella Merced, born in 2001. She's 24. And that is it for famous people. Sean Stanley, do you have wrestlers born on this date?
Yes, sir, we do. Bobo Brazil was born on this date in 1924.
Bobo
Brazil. Yes.
All right. Aren't those the shoes that we used to make fun of when kids would buy really cheap shoes?
Bobos, yeah.
Bobos, they sell for $1.99. Bobos, they make your feet feel fine. That's how we used to make fun of you if you had bad shoes back in the day. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Public Enemy's Johnny Grunge was born on this date in 1965. Isaiah Cassidy turns 28. Nick Wayne turns 20. That little young bastard. And the greatest Berg of them all. It is not Goldberg.
Not Iceberg?
Is Gilbert.
Oh.
He turns 66. Those are your birthdays for July 10th, 2000, and the year 25.
You know, there's an iceberg that's like detached, floating around. That's like bigger than like
iceberg lettuce. I love it.
Like it's bigger than like Jersey.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
It's freaking
Actually,
amazing.
I think you made me aware of that.
Yeah, It's like it's just floating around. It's like bigger than the state of, I don't know, New Jersey or something. It's like, it's ridiculous. Seriously. All right, let's move over to music history because, of course, you're asking what happened today in music history. Did anything important at all happen today in music history? Well, we'll start off with back in 65, Sonny and Cher released I Got You, Babe. I Got You, Babe. And then in 65, also on this date, Wilson Pickett released In the Midnight Hour. That is one hell of a song, baby. What else do we have? In 68, Eric Clapton announced the breakup of the supergroup Cream as it finished its last tour. In 76, one-hit wonder Starland vocal band started a 2-week run at number one with Sky Rockets in Flight, Afternoon Delight. The song enjoyed a prominent appearance in the 2004 film Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. In 78, Stones bassist Bill Wyman was knocked unconscious after falling from the stage during a Stones concert in St. Paul Civic Center, now the site of the Xcel Center, Energy Center. In 79, Chuck Berry was sentenced to 5 months in jail after being found guilty of tax evasion. In 85, Playboy magazine published nude photos of Madonna that had never been taken, that have never been seen before she was famous. The Amazon jungle was also in those pictures too. That's all I got to say. I'm going to leave it at that. In 89, the Monkees got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame at the ceremony. All four Monkees reunited for the first time. Mike Nesmith had been the holdout on their reunion tour. It was nice to see Mike kind of come around, dude. You know, it just kind of, he didn't really accept it, and it was a shame because Monkees meant a lot to a lot of people. In 97, Wanda Day, drummer for Four Non Blondes, died of a drug overdose. In 2007, Interpol released their third studio album, Our Love to Admire. It features the Heinrich Maneuver. In 2007, Smashing Pumpkins released their seventh studio album, Zeitgeist. It featured Tarantula. And let's see. Robert Plant in 2009 officially named a commander of the British Empire after being bestowed with the title by Prince Charles at Buckingham Palace. In 2012, Frank Ocean released his debut album, Channel Orange. It features Thinking About You, Lost Pyramids, Sweet Life, and Super Rich Kids. In 2012, Slash of Guns N' Roses got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Charlie Sheen, the master of ceremonies at the event, and commented, "It seems quite fitting that Slash is getting a star on the very street Axl Rose will one day be sleeping on." That's rough, bro. That is rough right there. It turned out to be a presentation and a roast. A celebration and a roast. Okay. All right. I got it. Let's go with 2017 as our last one with nearly 2.9 billion views. See You Again by Wiz Khalifa and Charlie Puth broke the record for most viewed videos on YouTube, overtaking Gangnam Style by PSY in August of 2017. It was then overtaken by Despacito. There we go. Despacito. What's the guy's name from Despacito? He does the Ford commercials. I want to remember it myself. You already got it, bastard. Yeah, you guys can Google it. I don't want to look at the chat board. Don't want to look over here. No, I know you can't see. You have your phone turned around. How can I see it? Plus, I'm not looking. I'm looking up. And Luis Fonsi. Oh, yeah. What do you mean with? You want with too? The featuring shit? Featuring? You want me to feature the bitch also? I'm just going with Luis Fonsi, bro. I just go with the Ford commercial.
Daddy Yankee.
Oh, really? I had no idea.
That's probably a version of it. I mean, Luis Fonsi is right.
Luis
But
Fonsi.
the one I see here is featuring
Luis, okay? Not Louis.
I'm
Luis,
sorry. For me,
okay?
it's Luis.
Luis.
It's Luis, all right? There's
Okay,
Jamie.
it's
There's
Luis. By the way, Buck Cherry is coming to town. Looking forward to that. Queensryche and Accept are coming to town. Culture Room, November 29th. Problem is, I like this Queensryche, actually, because I think Todd does a really good job. But Accept, Ulf is not there. So I don't know. I might go just to get in there and just balls to the wall, man. That's it. Maybe for that. Paul McCartney has announced a new tour. No Florida dates, by the way. So we lose here in Florida. Vegas, October 4th. A couple of dates that I found interesting that I would fly over for. Denver, October 11th. Atlanta, you get 2 dates, you bastards. November 2nd and 3rd. And Nashville. I've never been to Nashville. Dying to go to Nashville. November 6th. There you go. And we told you about Sofia Vergara and Tom Brady dating, right? Well, Megan Thee Stallion is now dating Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson, he's doing the best Applebee's right now. He's eating good in the neighborhood. Remember, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Bitcoin is just floating around 113,708. It's struggling, as Joe Namath would say. It's struggling. Hit that like button. I had no idea Daddy Yankee was in there. No idea.
I think he did a version with Daddy Yankee and a version with Bieber, too, I believe.
Did you hear about Livy Dunn? Speaking of Sofia Vergara, Megan Thee Stallion, you want me to talk about another fine-ass woman? Livy Dunn, Paul Screen's young lady. Did you see what happened to her? It's bad. It's really bad what happened to Livy Dunn. You know who she is, right? The LSU gymnast and all that. Of course, she's a social media sensation and all of that. Somebody turned down Livy Dunn. You would figure when you look like Livy Dunn, you'd never be turned down. But this wasn't normal. This is a person with 8 million followers on TikTok. Okay? She wanted to buy Babe Ruth's old New York City apartment. 22-year-old had the money, ready to go. The 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath unit in the Upper West Side, only listed at $1.59 million. I don't think Babe had to pay that much back in the day, right? $1.59 million. Did he pay even $15,000 for it back in those days? Probably not even that. So apparently the folks that, the whole association had to approve it. And they did not want a social media influencer and famous person in their building and owning the property. Yeah, he lived there from 1920 to 1940. Dunn is already a budding baseball royalty in the sense that her highly publicized relationship with Paul Skeens. But the co-op board apparently put the kibosh on any possibility of Ruth to Skeens apartment lineage. Dunn noted in the video that it's possible that the co-op board simply didn't want a famous public figure living there and bringing fanfare and commotion along with them, but Dunn is clearly disappointed about not being able to purchase the old living quarters of the Sultan of SWAT. Yeah. Money can't buy Livy Dunn. Now, this is where does she tell Paul Skeens to come back? Because those idiots don't even know they don't even know she's married or hooked up with Paul Skeens. So do you, hey, Paul, go buy the apartment and I'll give you the cash. I'll send it to you on Cash App. I'll zell it to you. These people can zell it, bro. Yeah, whatever, their zells are different than ours. I know there's wire transfers. Would you all relax out there? Come on. Anyway, right? You pull the fast one. You tell Paul, hey, purchase the apartment, and then you just show up after that.
But Skeens got a little bit of stuff out there too, so it's not like for him as a major league, I know.
Oh, because he's also famous too.
He's also famous too. So
well, wait a minute, it's the Bambino's house.
I mean, if Livy Dunn can't make it happen, I don't know if Skeens is going to be able to make it happen.
Who doesn't want Livy Dunn in your apartment building?
Apparently that HOA co-op there.
What are they, all 90 years old?
More than likely, yes. They probably were there with the babe.
Jesus. I want Livy Dunn walking. She's going to raise the value of your property, actually. You dumbasses. That apartment will be worth more when she sells it because Babe Ruth and Livy Dunn actually live there. And somebody may end up paying more for it because Livy Dunn lived there.
Yeah, but does that make them money? Does that put money in their pockets?
Yes, because it raises the value of all the apartments in the building.
Do you put that with the paparazzi that's going to be outside that building? Once they find out Livy Dunn's there?
That's a good point. Damn it.
I don't know how much Livy Dunn escalates the value of your home compared to the headache you'll have.
All I know is that Livy Dunn escalates a lot of things in life. We'll leave it at that. Anyways, with that, we're out of here. We shall see you all tomorrow morning. We'll be at Hialeah Park. No, we'll be at Accurate Pembroke Pines. I just love saying it. Anyway, we'll be at Accurate Pembroke Pines, 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75. So come on out and join us. Go see Larry Schlossberg. I just saw Larry jamming last week with his band, Doors Alive. It was good, as always. We thank, of course, the great Sean Stanley. We thank, of course, Mr. Brunetti. Without Mr. Brunetti, none of this ever happens. We thank, of course, the amazing Steve Calabro and Harold, by the way, also holding court out here. In about 45 minutes, he's going to be back putting on a show for the folks and chances for you to win $500 more here, which is a beautiful thing. And, of course, get in on the giveaways. A Corvette now. When you play the loose slots here, you get a chance to win a Corvette. We shall see you all tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O